next two moves are a combination that I consider absolutely essential for your open guard. These are probably the sweeps that I've had most success with in my jiu-jitsu career, and if you learn them properly, they are highly, highly effective. So I'm going to show them both to you now. We're going to start in the closed guard position and work into the open guard and then use the sweeps. And the way I use this is when my opponent takes this strong bracing grip here, I know that he's going to use that to stand and open the guard. So obviously I would first try to break the grip if possible to prevent him from doing that. But very often his grip is very strong and I can't do that, I cannot strip it. So when that's the case, then I lock onto this grip. I take two pocket grips here and squeeze my elbows towards my rib cage. And now, no matter what, Kevin will not be able to take this grip out. It belongs to me. If he wants to have that grip, then he's going to pay the price. And what I do is I time it. I know he wants to stand up now. That's why he took this grip, so he could do the stand up. And as he stands up, I put my foot on his hip and stretch him out a little bit while holding this arm. What this does is puts Kevin in a very, very compromised position. His posture is broken and he cannot engage his hips because my foot is on them. And from here, I'm going to start looking to attack. Now the easiest attack to do is the tripod. It's very, very simple. I'm going to take this hand and reach to hold at his ankle, or if you prefer, at the bottom of the trousers, up to you. Each one has its advantages and disadvantages. Once I have that grip, I'm going to look to circle this free leg, the one that is not on his hip, circle it and hook it tight behind his knee with what's called a butterfly hook or an elevator hook. Once I have this position, I'm ready to attack. I'm going to push on his hip, pull with this hook, and pull with my two hands, and that will knock him down. The second his back hits the floor, very important, I fold this shin in, drag on his arm, and sit up. And this has placed me in a prime position to pass the guard using pretty much any pass I want. There's many options open. You guys can use the one that you learned early in the course, the stack pass. But no matter what, you're ready to pass the guard and you've earned the points for the sweep. Now, this move combines really well with what's called the tomahawk. So Kev is standing up, and very often when I get ready to go for that sweep, he is going to step this leg back because he knows that if I get that hook, it's going to stop him from being swept. So what I'm going to do now is transition into the tomahawk sweep. So I change my grips. The one that was on his leg comes back to his wrist, and now I'm going to throw my head that way and reach for his far leg. Once I get a grip of the far leg, this leg will chop his ankle out as I sit up. And again, I'm primed to pass the guard, and I've scored the 2 points for the sweep. And that's the tripod, tomahawk, open guard combination. Very, very powerful combination. For today's lesson, we're going to look at one of the best open guard sweeps, which I call the rope climber because it looks like you're climbing up a rope when you do it. This is one of my instructor Roger Gracie's favorite sweeps, and every time I spar with him for the last 10 years, he's been catching me with it. Even though I know it's coming, I know what he's setting up, somehow he always manages to catch me with it, and I think it's because it's such an effective and simple sweep that you can get it to work on pretty much anyone, anytime. Let's have a look at how to do it properly. So we're going to start this sweep. The way I attack with it is I'm using a seated open guard, and I want to close the distance between myself and my opponent. And the way I do that is I take my trailing hand and I place it on the floor, and I use that to push my hips forwards and hook my leg around his. And as I do that, I want to sit up, wrap my outside arm around his leg, and change my angle. Very important, that angle changing, because if I sit up like this and my chest is in front of his kneecap, as he drives his knee down, it drives me down, puts me flat on the mat. But if I've created a bit of an angle, I'm out of harm's way for that particular counter of Kev's. And so from here, once I've bound onto his leg, I want to get control of this arm. Right? And the way I'm going to do that is to elicit a response. I'm going to take my foot and kick onto Kev's knee. Now what that does is, not only does it break Kev's balance, but also it gets that response. Almost every time he will reach down to grab that leg to take it off. So as he does that, I grab on his sleeve here, and then it's very easy to strip his grip. I just kick and pull. Now my foot is free again, and I put it straight back on his knee to control him. From here I'm going to switch my grips, and then I want to climb up the rope. So this hand I can grab here on his collar and tug him down a little bit, and then eventually I want to get my hand to here on the back of his collar. Once I have him on the hand on the back of his collar, his posture is completely broken. Then all I need to do is fall onto my side and roll him over. From there I switch my hips and I can kick up. And I've swept him over using the rope climber sweep. Really effective, simple little sweep, but super, super powerful.